Hello everybody, so today what we're going to be doing is pretty much a sequel, is that what they're called? I don't know, of the first version of this, which was every gun on Apex, and my opinion on them, but this is the updated one, as well. I know I could have done it a lot earlier, but now, as you can see, we now have all the attachments for all the guns, so yeah, now I can do an updated version showing all the different hop-ups, such as the hammer points for the P20 and my favourite sights on them. So let's get started. We'll start with the RE45. So this gun, it looks kind of cool, but that might just be the skin that I have on it, I don't know. It's alright, to be honest. It's not that good. Honestly, I don't really like it that much. The damage it does, because we can fully test it now, so it does 10 on a foot, 11 on a body, and 17 on a headshot. To be honest, that's not that good, honestly. And the recoil, the recoil is not that hard to control, to be honest, but honestly, like, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This gun, the RE45, I don't really like it that much. I'm gonna be honest. It has a good rate of fire, and it looks cool. I'll give it that. But it just doesn't do it for me. Honestly, I don't know what it is about it. It just looks weird, and the default sights on it are alright. The iron sights, the iron sights are alright, I guess, but they're not amazing, and it's easily outmatched by better guns like the R99 and other guns like that. So we'll move straight on now to the P2020. Now this gun, it's alright, okay? Honestly, like, it's decent. Like, it's not that bad, to be honest. But here's the thing. So you can do 12 on a shielded foot shot, 13 on a shielded body shot, and 20 on a shielded headshot. Now if we weaken him down, you can see we do 28 on an unshielded foot shot, 35, and then I think it's a bit more than 53. Let's just see. So, and then 50. Okay, so it's around 50 on a. Okay, so it is 53 on a headshot with hammer points. Now, the thing that hammer points does, if you didn't know, it increases the unshielded damage, which just makes it really good. And yeah, to be honest, my favourite sight on it is the. I have a hard time choosing between the digital threat. Because obviously the digital threat has like its good sides. It can see through smoke. It can see through. Honestly, it can see through Bangalore's smoke. Whereas I'm not spoiled. Whereas the one times can't. So, you know, it can come in really handy. So, I don't know what that's all about, but yeah. Yeah, so those are the first two guns. Now let's move on to the Wingman. And is that the only pistol? I think it is, yeah. Okay, the Wingman. Let's go. Okay, so now we've got the Wingman, which is one of my favourite weapons. And I was a bit concerned between the if I should use the Mozambique or not, because as you can see, it is in the shotgun section, and it does say Mozambique shotgun, but it is classed as a pistol. So I'm gonna take it, honestly, like I'm just gonna use it for it, so that it makes doing it easier. So yeah, but okay, let's get started. So the Mozambique and the Wingman. The Wingman is very good. I'm just bad with it. Yeah, I'm really bad with the Wingman, I'm sorry. So, honestly, the Wingman, really good, honestly. My favourite sight on it, just the 1x dot. Really, really good weapon. On foot, it does 41, body it does 45, and head, 94. So, you know, pretty OP. And obviously they did nerf the Wingman in Season 3 when they removed Skull Piercer. But what they did at the same time to make sure that it stays good is they increased the headshot damage multiplier. So like they increased it so the headshot, I think it went from like 1.5 to 1.75. I'm not sure though, but yeah, overall. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like the digital threat on it that much. If I'm being honest, like I prefer just the classic dot sight, honestly. But you know, either one isn't that bad. And the circle, this one, isn't that bad either, honestly. So yeah, let's move straight on to the Mozambique. Oh dear. Undoubtedly the worst gun in the game. In my opinion, this is definitely the worst gun in the game. I honestly prefer to melee someone than use a Mozam. Actually, no, I wouldn't. Because with hammer points, this thing isn't too bad. But basically, my favourite sight on it is just the digital threat, honestly. Because you know, it's not that bad. I'll be honest. Like, the digital threat is nice, but I just don't like the gun that much, honestly. The iron sights are pretty crappy as well, because they're just really small, like, so it's kind of hard to aim down sights with it. Whereas the digital threat, you can, obviously, as I demonstrated before, you can see through smoke with it. So that's pretty much the only good thing about it, about the Mozambique, the fact that it does extra unshielded damage, like for example, yeah, there. Yeah, that's pretty much, and the fact that it has the digital threat on it as well. But yeah, so if we look at the damage, we got 42 shielded, 45 unshielded, and I'm gonna have to just kill him quickly because it would have been going into health damage, and then 60, really respawn. 69 on body, then on foot unshielded 89, so that's pretty much the only good thing about this gun, the fact that it can do good damage. 100, it's not grenade, so pretty much basically what I'm trying to say is that this thing can one shot on health. But the only circumstance is, the only bad thing is, most people at the end of the game will have armor such as purple or gold armor. So like, you know, obviously you have to if we go over here, you obviously have to, why is that one low? I don't know. Obviously you have to hit them a couple of times before you get them down to unshielded damage, which is annoying, but you know, it's nothing you can solve. So let's move on to the next category, which I'm going to do SMGs. That will be fun. Okay, so we've now got the alternator, which is one of my favourite guns, and pretty much most people's favourite gun, and probably the most OP gun in Apex at the moment, the R99. So yeah, let's start off with the alternator. So good fire rate, decent damage, you know, like what's not to like about it. So the iron sights, I don't really like them, to be honest, but not to mean that doesn't, just because I don't like them doesn't mean they're bad, that's what I'm saying. But honestly, gun's not too bad. On foot it does 12, 15 and 25, so you know, it's pretty good. It's a capable weapon, but I'd say it's easily outmatched by guns like the R301 and then obviously the R99. But yeah, so speaking of the R301, of the R99, let's get onto that. So that's all I really need to say, isn't it, to be honest? Literally everyone knows the R99 is OP, or everyone that plays Apex at least. So it does 10 damage to foot, does 12 I think, 12 to body, and 18 to head. So, you know, that's pretty good damage. It's the fastest firing weapon in Apex, I'm pretty sure. I mean, to be honest, I don't know what else would be faster, honestly, but yeah, that's all I really need to say, to be honest. It's just a really good weapon that's capable of doing a lot. So yeah, it has, because what makes it so OP is the extreme rate of fire. It literally even says that rapid fire auto SMG, and just how fast it fires as well. So yeah, that's that wrapped up. Now we're moving on to, what have we got left? The Prowler, and is that it? That's it, I think, for SMGs. Yeah, it should be. Okay, Prowler, and that's it, yeah. Okay, let's go. Okay, so now we have the Prowler. This is a really good weapon, if I'm being honest, in both modes. So that's the burst fire mode, it's a 5-round burst. And that's really good as well, to be honest, I think. And then you have the auto mode, which people would argue is better, but I don't really mind either, to be honest. Sometimes it is a little bit unreliable, but there's nothing much you can do about that, really. Now, the good thing that it has against the R99 and just, well, every light gun, or just every gun of every other category. So the R99 obviously is, you know, fast fire rate, amazing gun. But what the Prowler has against the R99 is the fact that it uses heavy bullets, which slow down your enemy, or slow down whoever you're fighting, unless they are Gibraltar, or Caustic or Gibraltar, because they both have, yeah, not slowed by bullets. They both have that perk on them, so that's what I think about the Prowler. Iron sights, decent. If I'm being honest, the iron sights are actually kind of nice. I wouldn't use them over a sight though. The only other sight that I'd actually really use is, oh no, did not mean to pick that up, is the one times. Or I'd only take the one times is really, 'cause it's the only ones that make sense, to be honest. Why would you use a? I mean, it could be used as like, I suppose you could use it as like an assault rifle. That's the only bad thing though. That look at that recoil, and then the two times. The two times just feels a bit off. I don't know what it's about it. Oh, we're out of ammo. Crap, okay. But yeah, so Digi-Threat on this gun is my favourite attachment. Now let's get on to, what should we do now? We'll do the LMGs. We'll do the LMGs now, okay? I'll see you in a sec. Let's go. Okay, so we got the Spitfire and the Devotion. Oh god, these two guns. Honestly, I don't really like either of them that much. I mean, the Devotion's alright, but like, it just feels a bit scummy using them, honestly, because they're just so spammable. Like, both of these guns are OP, not gonna lie. But yeah, so 14 damage on foot, 18 on body, 36 on head. That's why I think this gun is so broken, because look at this. Look at that, they're already dead in 7 shots. But yeah, my favourite sight is just the 2 times bruiser, honestly. The iron sights, little bit cramped if I'm being honest. Like, but apart from that, the iron sights are okay. It's a bit inaccurate at longer range, but you know, I love how I say that as soon as I start like smacking people from long range. But yeah, so it's a good gun, okay? Like, I just don't really like it. Like, it's a good gun, I'm just not that big of a fan of it, if I'm being honest. So yeah, let's just go straight on to the Devotion. What else do I need to say? It is just broken. Look at how fast that fires. Obviously, so like, what I like about this gun, you can use it for a little bit longer range. Obviously, it's not as good as like the G7 or something for longer range, but like, so if you have the turbocharger off of it, then like, it's not as good, because obviously it takes time to charge up. But with the turbocharger on it, however, it doesn't take any time to charge up at all. So that's why this gun is pretty good, if I think so. Well, I think it's pretty good. The iron sights, I actually like the iron sights, if I'm being honest. They're actually pretty decent, honestly. But yeah, so let's move on to the next LMG, which is the first of the gold ones, the L star. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so this is the L star. If I'm being honest, it's one of my least favourite guns in this game. Honestly, because it went from doing, I think it was, they nerfed the damage, I know that. Yeah, it went from, I think it was 21 to 19. So obviously making it a 5 shots to a 6 shot. Which obviously, one more shot isn't that much of a difference. But it's gone a lot worse now. And the recoil as well, at longer range, is just ridiculous, honestly. And just the 120 ammo you get gets used in a short time. Trust me. Look, like, I've killed them a couple of times and I only have 49 shots left. And another thing I don't like about it is the fact that it has a cooldown. We'll see if I do that, if I just keep on spamming it, then it runs out of like charge, like you have to cool it down, so I'll keep on doing it. You can hear the like beeping noise, it goes like, I'll do it again just so you can hear it one more time. Yeah, so, and what I hate about it as well is the fact that if you're wanting to reload, so like you're trying to reload it, you have to do that as well as the reload. So obviously the only good thing about it is the fact that it has digi-threat on it now, but apart from that, I just don't think it's that good of a gun. And let's test out the damage. So it does 15 on a foot shot, 19 on a body. Was that 19? Yeah, 19. And then I'll just get a new one. And then on the head, I think it's 38 that it's doing. I think that would make sense. Yeah, 38, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, all I'm saying is, L-Star, I wouldn't pick it up, honestly. I would not pick it up. I'd prefer, like, any of these guns here, any of those guns there, any of those guns there, and any of those guns there. It's pretty much what I'm trying to say. It's my least favourite gun in Apex. Now we'll go on to the snipers now. Yeah, we'll do snipers. Okay, so moving on to snipers, we have the G7 Scout and the longbow. Now the G7 has had a lot of changes to it. Well, not a lot, but it's been buffed. It went from doing like only just 30 damage to 34. They buffed this at the start of season 3, which is, if you didn't know, the new season. Oh, did not mean to do that. The new season, and I'm not gonna lie, it's very OP now. So it has 2 modes, as long as you have the hop up for it. It has single fire and double tap. So double fire.
We've got an airstrike coming in.
No, we don't. So yeah, all I'm trying to say is this gun is very good, but the only bad thing is the iron sights are horrible. You can hardly see with them. So like if you have a moving target, it's hard to see down sights with it. And I see a lot of people using actual sniper scopes. If I'm being honest, I don't like actual sniper scopes on the G7.
We've got an airstrike coming in.
No, we don't. Jesus Christ, sorry about that. Yeah, so a lot of people use sniper scopes on it, but my favourite is the 2x bruiser sight because it's just really good. And there's the single fire burst. As I said, on foot it does 31, body 34, head 68, so pretty good. Sorry. Now let's move on to the longbow. It's a decent weapon. It's just really underused. The only bad thing about it is the fact that it's really loud. Like, genuinely. Like, it is very loud. Now, they obviously did nerf it again with the removal of skull piercers, but that doesn't change it from being really, really OP. Because it still is OP, trust me. Now, the iron sights on this gun, I actually love the iron sights. If I'm being honest, the iron sights, they're nice. Because the train game mode, the Winter Express one, I would always take the sights off of the longbow because it would always come with a proper sniper scope. Like, it would always have one of these two. So, like, or which I don't really like, if I'm being honest. I much prefer the 3x Ranger or the 2x Bruiser. So, like, you know, it's a bit... It's had its ups and downs and changes and everything. So, on foot, 44, on body, 55, and on head, 118. So, yeah, pretty good weapon, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, let's move on to the next two snipers. Let's go. Okay, so next we have the triple take and the charge rifle. So these are both very good weapons, in my opinion. I used to not like the triple take because I would always use a sight with it. But I'm gonna be honest, I much prefer it with a sight on now. No, other way around. I much prefer it without a sight, if I'm being honest. So, like, I think it's a lot better without a sight, honestly. It makes using the gun a lot better, because if you're, like, close range, you can use it as well. You can just be like that. You don't have to be, like, aiming in, like, close range. Oh, fighting this person with my 8x scope. You can actually just be like, oh yeah, one shot. Like, it's a lot easier. So yeah, damage wise it does, so 63, 69, and it does more than 92, I think. 138, yeah. So it's pretty decent. Yeah, next up we have the charge rifle. Yeah. What can I really say about this gun, honestly? It's just made a lot of controversy this season, honestly. Like, it's been a very controversial weapon. No, it's controversial. There we go, yeah, that's that. So, like, it's really, really OP, and I'd say it's the best gun for getting 4K damage badges, or just damage badges in general, really. So, this is going to be hard to test the damage with. On one shot, it does 3 damage, so it goes for about... Oh, god damn it, really. forgot I had to reload it. So the beam goes out for about a second, and it's probably about like, so it's a lot of damage that it outputs actually. So yeah, on foot it does 3, on body it does 6, and on head it does a lot of damage. That's all I'm saying. It's hard to test the damage of this weapon. But yeah, I just don't really like it because it feels really scummy using it, that's all really. Now let's move on to the last sniper, my favourite sniper. Where is it? There it is, it's this one here, isn't it?
Kraber here.
The Kraber. Let's go. So, here we have the Kraber. It's really big, I'll be honest. And really loud. Yeah, so all I can say about this gun is good things, honestly. I mean, there is a couple of negatives. The reload time is really long. The firing rate is quite low. But apart from that, it's actually a really good weapon. So, let's test out the damage. 116 to foot. 145 to body. And then 297 to foot, to head even. Oh, damn it. I wish I would have hit that. But yeah, so all I'm saying, really, really good weapon. Yeah. That's all I'm really saying about it, to be honest. That it's just a really, really good weapon, honestly. Now let's go on to... We'll do the shotguns now. So we have the Peacekeeper and the Either 8. So let me just get them ready and we'll start the shotguns and then go on to the ARs after that. So let's go. Okay, so let's start off with the less OP shotgun, the Either 8. So it has 2 modes, the single fire, or well, the auto fire, which is alright. It doesn't output the best damage. Oh well, no, it outputs good damage, but at closer range. And then obviously it has the burst fire, which is good, obviously. And now let's test out the damage. So we've got 20, is that right, really? 56 to body, to foot, 63 to body, and then 66 to head. Is that it? Surely it's a bit more than that. 99. Okay, I was about to say, I did not think that it would do that little damage, that little extra damage to head. Yeah, so the only thing I don't like about the weapon is the fact that with the double tap, the burst fire, it only does like that. It only does 189. So it's just a little bit annoying. Now let's go on to what is obviously the best shotgun, the Peacekeeper. This thing has always been amazing, and it's caused a lot of controversy recently, I'm not gonna lie, and not all of it is good. Honestly, it's all mainly been negative, with people just saying how OP the gun is and how much Respawn needed to nerf it. So they listened and they did nerf it.
Look out, grenade.
So yeah, it's got a lot better though, and a lot worse, because it was a lot better it is a lot better now than it was at the end of season 2, if I'm being honest. But what I find the funniest part about this gun is the fact that it can hit from this far away. It can probably hit one of the targets back there, actually. Yeah, it can. That's what I find really stupid about this gun. The fact that you can literally hit something from like How far away is
Let's
that?
go this way.
146 miles,
Cancel that.
meters away. Like, so it's just kind of crazy. Now let's just go straight to the next one, because I don't want to cut again. The Mastiff. This is obviously the best weapon, or the best shotgun even, because it just does so much damage. And that's what I love about it. So Jesus Christ, I can't talk. What else I love about it is, watch this. The fact that it hits all 3 of those targets at the same time.
Grenade.
It's just OP. And just does amazing damage. So to foot, it does 108. To body, let's see how much it does to the body. Does 126. Is that really the full potential of it? And then 144. I didn't think so. And then to head, it obviously 216. Obviously it one shots. It's just OP. And you can hit targets that are like really far away as well with it. Like, but it's a lot better than the Peacekeeper though, honestly. Like, it just has no competition, honestly. The Mastiff is just insanely OP. Now let's get on to the final ones, the assault rifles. Let's go. So now with this one, we've got the R301 and the flatline. We'll start off with the flatline. I'm not really that much of a fan of it, to be honest. The only thing that I really like about it is the anvil rounds. It just makes it really good. So let's just move straight on from after this, because I really don't like it. The iron sights are the second worst in the game, I'd say. The worst is obviously the G7, but I just really don't like the gun. I don't know why, I just don't really like it, to be honest. Now let's just test the damage. So foot, 14, 19 to body, 38 to head. Now anvil, it does 39 to foot, 43 to body, and 86 to head. That's some good damage. Now let's go on to the R301. A lot better than the flatline, honestly. So let's just test out the damage. It does 11, 14, and 28. Anvils, it does 32, 35, and 70. Obviously the flatline does more damage in turn, or it just does more damage in both. It just does both more damage in both factors. But I just prefer the R301 because I just do prefer it. It's just so much better in my opinion, honestly. But yeah, now let's move on to the last 2 guns, the Hemlock
here.
and the
Listen, let's move here.
I didn't ping it.
Cancel that.
The Havoc. Yeah, the Havoc.
Havoc rifle here.
There we go. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so the last 2 weapons on this list, we have the Hemlock and the Havoc. So the Hemlock, I love it, honestly. I love both modes. I love the single. I love the burst fire and the single fire. If I'm being honest, I prefer the burst though. Honestly, the burst is a lot better. It did receive a buff at the start of Season 3, where it went from, I think it was 18 damage to 22. I can't actually remember how much it does that it did before. And Africa, please don't fact check me on that. Yeah, so it does good damage, honestly, and it has good accuracy. Like the recoil, honestly, it's really good to handle. So let's go on to the Havoc now. Good gun, just has a bit of recoil. Actually, wait, we need to do the damage of the Hemlock first. So 17, 22, 44. Okay, let's go. So yeah, the Havoc, really good. And I don't think I've forgotten about the select fire. So on foot it does 14, 18, 36. Then with the select fire it does 60, 60 and 90. That's actually really... I've never really used this gun. Well, I've used this gun, but not this mode of it. Really. But it's actually really cool. If I'm being honest, like, I think it's really cool. So, yeah, I thank everyone for watching this video. And yeah, I'll see you soon. I'm actually in the middle of making a video, which is... I'll say roughly what it's about, but I won't completely reveal what it's about. It has something to do with Mirage, okay? That's all I'm saying. Try and work it out. Try and... Tell you what, everyone, if you try and find... If you get to this part of the video, yeah, comment down below what you think Mirage, the video, will be about. And if you get it right, then I will heart your comment, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't really mean much that I heart your comment because I'm a shit, small, dried up YouTuber. But yeah, apart from that, let's thank you for watching this video. And yeah, I'll see you soon. I'll try and get the next video, the video that I'm on about, out in the next week or so, if I can. But I can't guarantee anything short, unfortunately, because I'm not that good at making videos, honestly. So yeah.
This is where it ends.